Before the Jedi and before the Sith, in the shadowed dawn of the galaxy's awakening, there was a boy whose very existence would shape the destiny of the Force. His name was Kael Dorin, and his legend has been buried in silence, eclipsed by the wars and orders that followed. But in the forgotten halls of the first Jedi Temple, an obsidian ziggurat rising from the storms of Tython, his story begins. In the heart of the temple, a circle of Prime Masters watched as a 12-year-old knelt in solemn meditation, the glimmer of a single white lightsaber illuminating his silhouette. The Masters' faces, hidden behind ancient bronze masks, regarded him with a mixture of awe and fear. For in 10,000 years of tradition, no child had ever mastered the 7 forms of the saber before reaching 12 summers. Yet Kael, the living storm, had done so with a grace and power that defied belief. Even in his earliest days, Kael's gifts set him apart. At 6, he levitated 7 bronze swords, weaving them in perfect formation while the Masters observed in silence. He healed a dying Cathar warrior with a gentle touch, channeling the living force so completely that wounds closed and breath returned. In battle, he needed only a glance to crush a marauding Sith war droid into twisted scrap. The Masters whispered that he was no mere prodigy, but something unique, a convergence of fate and power. Yet Kael's eyes betrayed a secret. They glowed with the reflected crimson of a forbidden Sith holocron, hinting at knowledge gleaned from the galaxy's darkest corners. The seeds of conflict were sown, and the storm was gathering. Years later, as war horns echoed over the red sands of Malachor Prime, Kael faced his greatest test. 14 years old, he stood alone before a horde of 10,000 Sith berserkers clad in bone armor. The ground trembled as they advanced, chanting ancient war cries. Kael ignited his twin white proto-sabers, the blades crackling like ancient lightning. "You bring chaos," he intoned, voice ringing clear over the battlefield. "I am the storm." The berserkers surged forward, but Kael was a blur, phase-shifting through their ranks, shattering bones inside unbroken armor. When a Sith dreadnought descended from orbit, he seized it with the Force, tearing it from the sky and crushing war mammoths beneath its flaming wreckage. Dark sabers swung at him, but he caught them mid-air, turning their shards against their wielders. At the heart of the carnage, a towering Twi'lek warlord confronted him, swinging a crystal axe. But his bravado faltered as invisible hands closed around his throat, choking off his defiance. "You're no Jedi," the warlord gasped, blood bubbling in his throat. "You're the first horror!" Kael's eyes erupted in white gold fire. "I am what comes next," he declared. With a thunderous clap, he unleashed a Force supernova that turned the valley to obsidian glass, ending the battle in a single blinding instant. But victory brought no peace. In the Prime Archives, Kael found himself haunted by visions. A black holocron materialized before him, its voice deep and ancient, the intonations of a dark will. "They forged you in light's furnace," it whispered, "to burn our kind away." The holocron's secrets spilled forth. Images of Prime scientists injecting liquid kyber into Kael's infant spine, masked Masters rewriting his DNA, and a prophecy carved in stone. Kael strangling the first Jedi Council. Rage and betrayal surged within him as he realized the truth. He had been created as a weapon, a living blade to sever darkness from the world. With a cry of anguish, Kael shattered the holocron. Its fragments cast twisted shadows behind him, and for a moment, those shadows seemed to sprout horns, reflecting the darkness within. Striding into the council chamber, he plunged his white saber into the stone floor, the blade humming with barely contained fury. "You made me to kill," Kael's voice rumbled, shaking the temple to its foundations. "And dare call me monster?" A Master drew his great saber, but Kael disarmed him with a mere thought, the weapon hovering at the Master's throat. "No more Jedi lies," he spat, tears burning trails down his cheeks. With a final act of defiance, he crushed his saber in his hand. The explosion tore a fissure in the temple floor, marking the first schism that would forever divide the Order. Lost and alone, Kael sought answers in the oldest of places. Deep within the first Force temple, he encountered the Prime Bendu, a colossal stone dragon, its voice echoing like the grinding of continents. "Before Jedi, before Sith, there was you, Kael Dorin," the Bendu intoned. 6 stone tablets floated before Kael, each revealing a possible future. He saw himself as a god emperor, leading gold-masked legions to crucify Jedi ancestors. As a wanderer, teaching the first Grey Knights on Tython. As the Forgotten, the very mention of his name erased from history. As a Celestial, rebuilding Mortis from ruins. As Essence, merging his spirit with Grogu's ancestor. And, as a Chronicler, writing the original Jedi Code, only to burn half of it in despair. "I reject your paths!" Kael roared to the stars, refusing the destinies laid before him. In that moment, his body shattered into 1,000 luminous runes, rewriting reality itself, a singularity of possibility and choice. The legacy of Kael Dorin became a tapestry woven into the very foundation of the Jedi and Sith. Animated stone carvings, preserved in secret, told the stories of all timelines. Emperor Kael, wearing Revan's mask millennia before its time. Wanderer Kael, forging the first lightsaber cave on Ilum. Celestial Kael, shifting moons to build the Jedi Temple's foundation. Chronicler Kael inscribing, "There is no emotion." See, Iki Oninshian, over the burning ruins of a Sith temple. Yet in the distant future, as Rey's hand traced the faint carving of Kael's face on a ruined temple wall, the truth lingered. A silent echo in the Force. The greatest Jedi had been erased before the Order began, his choices shaping every age that followed. And in the shadows of the present, in the depths of forgotten places, a cave painting of Kael flickered to life. His stone eyes tracked the unseen watcher, lips moving with ancient wisdom. "You only think this is the past," he whispered, a warning and a promise woven into the Force itself. As the memory burned away, revealing the endless spires of modern Coruscant, a shiver ran through the galaxy. For some legends are too powerful to fade, and some destinies never truly end.